We want to get to more now on the election protest. A lot of violence at the Capitol yesterday, and that has left many parents and educators wondering how to talk to children about it. Joining me now is Dr. Laura Saunders, a psychologist with the Institute of Living at Hartford HealthCare. Dr. Saunders, as always, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Erin.
Yesterday, obviously a very violent day, a very upsetting day. This is a tough situation for adults, nonetheless children. How do we approach this topic with them?
So in a situation like this, Erin, what I like to do is take kind of a two-pronged approach, that we look at it from an educational perspective, right? What was actually happening yesterday in terms of the Electoral College, right? There's a lot of things sort of in terms of our Constitution and history, we can take that angle. But the reality is, we're in a very divisive country right now. And I think to really be careful about not amping up our divisive rhetoric, because that just scares kids, right? They don't understand where that's coming from. So the more we can try to take a more kind of educational role as opposed to an inflammatory role, the reality is, at the end of the day, our federal authorities, the police and National Guard, they kept us safe. And I think that's what's really important. We live in a strong and safe democracy, and clearly there might be challenges at times. So to really try to look at this from both kind of an educational and non-inflammatory angles.
These days, we're inundated with news 24/7, whether it be on the internet or on television, the radio, etc. Is it important to limit what children are hearing or seeing?
I do think that some limitations is really important. Sometimes, folks have, like, either in their living space or in their kitchen, they just have kind of TV news rolling all the time. And while it's important to get accurate source-based information, I don't know that it's a good idea to have news running all the time. Yesterday was a prime example where there was just, lots of information flooding in all afternoon long. And sometimes that can be really scary. So, obviously always take a developmental approach with younger kids. You provide more basic information. We can't make promises. We can't promise nothing bad will happen, but we can try to provide some assurance that, we will make good decisions in our household. We encourage other people to make good decisions. We want to be kind to people. And we would like to believe that, our democratic process is working and that the authorities will work to keep the public safe.
And lastly, Dr. Saunders, obviously this was pretty heartbreaking to watch, and some of the images extremely scary, frustrating, embarrassing, heartbreaking. What impact do you think all of this can have on a child's mental health?
Well, Erin, we're just adding layers on mental health right now, right? We're dealing with COVID issues, the new wave of information and vaccine rollout, and we have the COVID aspect of mental health and the isolation, and now we have some of this stuff. So I do worry about compounding layers on our children and adolescents' mental health, and I do think it's something we need to be aware of on an ongoing basis.
All right, you always have all the answers. You make us feel better. Dr. Laura Saunders, thank you so much for being with us.
Take care, Erin.
You as well.